Christ. Clap it up. Shalom Israel, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatam, Yahushua Barakatam, Hashem Yahushua. I'm Peace Officer 5000, Yatazak lawyer. Today I'm going to hold down the class for Officer Hazara until he gets here. We know this is the Hebrew class, the Lashawan Qadash, a holy tongue. All right, and every Friday this class is held from 7 to 9. Just a quick recap on what we spoke about last week, right? So these are the words that Officer Hazara went over last week. So if you didn't get a chance to, I'm gonna remove my self from the screen so you can take a screenshot. You can take a screenshot of this of these words right here, so you can have them in your archives. All right, so that when you're studying, you could always have reference to go to. All right, so I'm gonna remove myself. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this. You see who we have on the live now. Hey, Shalom, Just Art and Pen. Shalom, Aqua. So these are the words that Officer Hazar went over last week. Up in the Hebrew is Isla, right? Like we know this right here. Is how we say over. Like when we say when we salute the sisters and we say Shalom, Yahweh Shema. When we say right? This is what we are saying right here. It means up, and it also means over. Right? It also means over. So when we say Yahweh Shema al Atah, that means that the Most High watched over, and we're using that word to say al Atah, over you. Right? So we have up, which is Isla, or al, which is over, up, down, which is Matah. All right, left, Shama'al. Right, if you're a Hebrew Academy graduate, you know this word is embedded in your subconscious. Shama'al is embedded in your subconscious mind. All right, same as yum yum. All right, so left is Shama'al, clap, Maka'ah, right, yum yum, right, and y'all, right, y'all, which is really you. All, right? And we find that in the Hebrew, how Judahites speak, and instead of saying, you know, with the standard way of speaking to say you all, we just say y'all, right? So we find that in the Hebrew, of course, which is come, right? Forward, which is tazai, backward, akawor, so like it. Backward, akawor, sideways, tazad, right? When you go in the alphabet, unlike the English language, even though the English language is a child of the Hebrew, because the alphabet in the English comes from the Hebrew, right? We have a book here. I'm sure Officer Hazahab, who just made it, Most High in Christ, you always go over it, right? And we can go over it to give you a reference. Unlike the Hebrew, the water, sir. unlike the Hebrew, unlike the English, when you think about the letter A in English, the letter A, the water, sir. The letter A doesn't mean anything. The letter B doesn't mean anything. It's just A, B, C. It don't mean anything. But in the Hebrew, each letter means something. And the word, the letter in the Hebrew means side. And this is what we have here where this word comes from, sideways. It's from the letter in the Hebrew, hazad, which means side, right? So I'm gonna read this. Officer Hazard just gave me this ammunition, and I'm reading from the biblical Hebrew, a text. You see that? A text and workbook. Bani Hedroti Ketel, Vicky Hoffer, and Rebecca Abs Wright. If I mess those names up, I meant to do it. These are devils anyway. You know, I have no respect for these people over here. All right, this is from Yale University. I know a lot of our people, they don't respect the ISUPK, Lashawan Qadash, you know. But here the devil co-signed it, you know. And we don't need the devil's cosign. We don't need that. But a lot of times we go and show you these references from the devil just so some of our people, they could recognize that we are telling you the truth, right? Unlike the Christian pastor. The Hebrew alphabet is the oldest. This is from page 3. The oldest in the world, still in use today. Our own alphabet is a descendant of it by circuitous route. All right. The text of the Hebrew Bible we use today reflects several periods of development. So now we know that the very same language that we are using today is a child of the Hebrew alphabet. Right? So when you look at letters like in the Hebrew, like right? This is A. This is it right here. The difference is that this means cow in the Hebrew. But this in English means nothing. The letter A means nothing. Right. The same way with the Hebrew word that means tazad, which means sideways. In the English, the letter T means nothing. It's just T, right? Under, taka off, over, remember what we said earlier, Isla, right? So if you look at this right here is what we have here for over, right? We went that earlier, okay? So I'm going to erase this. I'm going to give the people who just logged in, I'm going to give y'all a chance, if y'all didn't get a chance to take a screenshot of this, all right? Y'all can take a quick screenshot of it so you can have it as a reference, all right? How you see up, down, sideways, forward. You want to have this in a folder on your phone so that you can use as a reference, all right, to study. I'll remove myself and give you another chance to take a screenshot of this. And then we're going to go over something else. Anything specific you want to do, other one?
What are you going to do? I'm going to go tomorrow. I'm thinking that
Come, sir.
I'm going to the southern north. We gotta go to the Sodomites too.
Come. All right. So we're going to go over the 12 tribes real quick. You know, in the ISUPK, we are not like the Christian church. We're not like the Old Testament Israelites. We're not like the Israelites that's calling our brothers Chinese people, right? Because they are exposing the wickedness that's going on in your organization. You was collecting tithes from them. They were Northern Kingdom, I don't want.
Correct.
You know, but the minute they're exposing the wickedness in your organization, they're not Northern Kingdom anymore. You know, they Chinese now. In the ISUPK, we are here to gather all 12 tribes of Israel, whether you are a Negro from America, a Negro from Cuba, from Brazil, a Negro from Puerto Rico, all black Hispanics and Native Indians. We are all niggas. We all Negroes. We all one people. We descend from one man, which is Israel, right? So we're gonna go over the name of the 12 tribes, so I'm gonna give it in this order and what they mean. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we got Judah, we got Benjamin, we got Levi, we got Simeon, all right, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got Sabalawan, which is Zebulun. We're gonna go over the Hebrew. Ephraim, Manasseh. At number 8, we got Gad. All right. Number 9, number 10, 11, 12. Make sure y'all can see that clearly. All right. Son of Christ. So we got Reuben, Asher, Naphtali, and Isupk. Alright? So over here is going to be the Hebrew. Over here, the meanings. So we're gonna go over each tribe, right? How you say it in the Hebrew, and of course, what do it means, right? What does Judah mean? So Judah, we have Yahweh, oh yeah. All right, this is the first 4 tribes right here. Judah, which in the Hebrew is Yahweh, right? It's how you say Judah, Yahweh, right? And it means thanks Yahweh. Yahweh thanks. Correct? Zahab?
Yeah.
Yahweh. Um, you can see Yahweh's name in Judah, right? You can see it right here, Yahweh. Yahweh. Benjamin, which is Ban Yum Yum, tribe that Officer Hazahab is from, and it means son of the light, right? Ban Yum Yum.
Right.
Right, so like it, son of the right.
Right.
So like, son of the right, so like son of the right, meaning the right hand. Levi, which is joined to me, right? Joined to me because Levi is joined to the Most High. If you know, in antiquity, Levi were the mediator between the Most High and the people, right? This is why when Yahweh was speaking to the Pharisees, he told them, "You sit in the seat of Moses," because they sat in that seat of mediating between the Most High and the people. But the problem is that they were dumb dogs. They were not mediating. They were not doing their job like they were supposed to, like our false leaders are doing today, not being joined to the Most High. Okay, so now all the 12 tribes, like he was intended to be, are joined to the Most High as far as being in the priesthood. All right,
That's deep too, because the Pharisees, they were Judites because they were the sons of the Maccabees. And sons of the Maccabees were Judites. That's how they became in that chief seat since the Maccabees era. You know what I mean? So yeah, so when he said the seat of Moses, he's not saying that they're Levites,
right?
But like you said, the position in the role they're playing. Right.
And Shemai one, which is affliction, heard. All right, and you know in Genesis 49, it specifically highlight these two as being brothers. Why? Because it was foretold that they will be enemies. Right? But the scriptures make sure to let us know that these two right here, they are brothers. We know all 12, all of them are brothers. And the reason that the scripture emphasizes is because of the anger that, the division that their anger caused. Right? In Genesis, that I believe that's in Genesis 49 and verse 5. Verse 5 to 7, it talks about the anger of the Levites and the Simeonites, the so-called Haitians and the so-called Dominicans. All right, well, that anger caused them to be divided till this day, and the Isupk is the Spirit of Christ that's bridging the gap between the so-called Haitians and the so-called Dominicans. All right, go to the next file. It's a dollar one. We get markers here. This is what I needed the whole time. Oh, so not. All right, so dollar one, Ephraim. Manasseh. Look like it's storming outside, so.
No. No.
So like,
Yeah.
Should I want to Grace? Kind so like. All right. So we got Zebulun in the Hebrew, which is Zabalawan. All right, which means dwelling. Ephraim, Aparium. All right, which means I am fruitful. Manasseh, which is Manasseh, Like it. I put the meaning twice. Manasseh is Ma Na Shah. Alright. Manashah. Alright, which means made to forget, and then Gad, which is also the same in the Hebrew, which means true. Alright. Down to the last four. Ra'aban. Alright, Reuben, number 9. Of course, I'm going to remove myself so you can take a screenshot of this. I have a question too, I don't want.
Yeah.
When I get to it, it's all right. So down to the last four, which is Reuben, Ra'aban. All right. C, it's a son. If you know in the UPK when we say our registry, right? If I was to say my registry, Yakaza Ban Loya Ban Yasharala, right? Azahab Ban Ban Yum Yum Ban Yasharala. Ban is a name, is the word we use for son. You could come up and take a picture, sis.
No, I'm trying to turn it around.
Oh, it's not. There should be a button. Hold it. There should be a button. Where's the button? I don't know. I don't know these Androids. You need an iPhone, sis. Y'all need an iPhone to like it. Right, like I was saying with this right here, Bun, which means son. C, it's a son. Ra'ah, Bun. C, it's a son. That's for Reuben. Asher, which is Ashar, which means happy. You see Officer Ashar, right? Officer Ashar is always happy. Carry his name. Naphtali. Naphthalia, Mount Wrestling, go ahead, sis. Yeah, I can take a screenshot of this as well. All right, put it in your arsenal. All right, Naphtali, which means Mount Wrestling, and then Issachar, Yashakar, which means he is higher. All right, with Ephraim, sir, that's what I had a question with.
Or
What name was Silly Dove?
dove is Jonah. Jonah is Yawana.
But wasn't one of the tribe named Silly Dove?
No.
Well, I'm mistaking it with a scripture in Genesis.
Ephraim is called a silly dove.
He is called that. Okay.
Yeah. But he makes
Right.
love with women's love.
Right. I thought for some reason.
Yeah, he's a lover.
Yeah.
Lover.
Good. For some reason I had that confusion as far as what he's called with his name, the meaning of his actual name. Go ahead, since you have a question.
What is Dan?
Huh? Dan. I'm sorry. Dan. What does Dan mean?
Dan?
The tribe of Dan.
Oh, Dan is we take it over now?
Gotcha. Throw it out of one.
Yeah, man, good.
All right. Big up to Officer Hazard.
Big up the Yachters all, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. You know what I mean? That was good, man. You know what I mean? Gosh. It's like Christ. Okay, so the tribe of Dan, right? When Joshua, Joshua took over became the leader of Israel after Moses died. Very similar to how Commander Jehanna became the leader after the head priest left the school. All right. So when Joshua took over now, right, when it really fell down onto him, right, he told everybody to grab their own lands, right, and I believe it was Manasseh in particular. Manasseh's tribe was Bashan. Manasseh's tribe took the land of Bashan. Now, when you read in Genesis, so you can get me Genesis, right? Give me the scripture where it says Bashan, right? For Manasseh and Joshua, just put Manasseh and Bashan, right? And then later on, you just look for Dan and Bashan, right? It's very easy to do, right? Right. So we're gonna get that question. By the way, Dan means, I think Dan's supposed to mean judge, right? It said he's a snake, by the way, right? And I mean Dan means judge. You got another with this. You got Shapat means judge, but then Dan also means judge. Let me see if I can get the difference. Let me just make sure that I'm quoting by my memory. Let me just check. Okay. Also, any other questions? The question Mashamada on the YouTube chat earlier, I'd say baby, right? As a term of endearment to say that to your ribs. I don't know. And I'm only saying I don't know because I've never seen a scripture or any part of the culture that was like that. Only in the scriptures, of course, because that's history. You're not gonna go through history about, early in America, or when the Jews was in Africa, when the Jews was in Europe, and you're gonna read about we use this term for baby for our wives or not like that. But there'll be terms that we would use, right? Maybe even baby, but that's not something you're gonna see in a historical record. That's all.
I was gonna ask, sir.
Yeah.
Baby, like in Creole, it's like it would be like the same as French. It would be like chérie, which will translate to like honey. So can we use like honey to say it? Which in Hebrew will be, I believe, dabash.
Yeah, dabash is honey. You know what I mean? So whatever the word for baby is, how do we say baby as a term in English? You call it the actual baby, even though she's not a baby. You know what I mean? So whatever the word for baby is, right? I know he's probably looking at it like, damn, the word is lad. Lad is like a boy. You know what I mean? You gotta look for our woman child. Right? You look for the scripture, Mashamar, right? As a matter of fact, you get it right now, right? Go look for the scripture where it says if the child be a girl, right? She's unclean for 80 days. And to see what term is there for girl or baby, right around there, and just put that in the chat, right? We still gotta get Dan, right?
Are you asking for Joshua 22:7, sir?
That sounds like it.
Screen. The book of Joshua, chapter 22, verse 7. Now to the one half of the tribe of Manasseh, Moses had given possession in Bashan.
Say it again.
Moses had given possession in Bashan.
Moses gave them in position. Where are we reading that?
Joshua 22:7.
So this is Joshua. So he's saying that Moses did this, even though Moses dead or died. You know what I mean? Because Moses, of course, the scripture says when you go to war, you got to count the cost. So Moses had a plan already. So we're leaving this place. We're gonna move over to this place where these Africans live. When we go there, just like how the Lord killed these Egyptians, we personally, physically, with our own hand and sword, we're gonna go kill these Africans on this other side over here. Today, those people will be what you call South Africans. South Africa, Kenya, Obama's people, right? That's basically who we was going for, to take their land. Obama's people, all right? You know what I mean? Keep going.
But unto the other half thereof gave Joshua among their brethren.
I put the context there. Start from the top over, Sean.
Now to the one half of the tribe of Manasseh,
Now for the one half of the tribe of Manasseh,
Moses had given possession in Bashan.
Moses gave them the land of Bashan, right? For half of Manasseh, right? Keep going.
But unto the other half
But unto the other half of the tribe of Manasseh, right? Manasseh today, the Cubans, all right? Keep reading.
gave Joshua among their brethren on this side Jordan westward,
Westward, right? So Manasseh had two places, right? Which were probably right beside each other, right? The west part going from the Jordan, westward of the Jordan, right? And the land of Bashan, right? Now give me Genesis 49, right? Genesis 49, right? Give me Genesis 49 verse 1, and then we skip down to the part where it talks about the tribe of Dan, all right? So verse 1 is going to let us know what we are reading, the purpose of what we are reading, and why the Lord said it. All right? Genesis 49:1. You don't got it, sis, right? Genesis 49:1. You got it? Read for me, sis. Nice and loud.
And Jacob called unto his son and said,
And Jacob called unto his sons, right, and said, give me the verse for Bashan, right?
Dan, you mean?
Dan, right? Just hold on, right? Go on, sis.
Let me read it again.
No, keep going from where you was at.
Said, gather yourself together.
Gather yourself together, huh?
That I may tell you that which shall be filled
Before you, right? So even today, we're supposed to gather in the UPK so we can be told what's going to happen next, right? All the sons of Jacob, all right? Under Commander Gianna, read. So he can tell you, so good, right? So he can tell you what shall before you, meaning all the what's going to happen to you in the future. The bad things before you, meaning this is when you're not going to be up and you're power and rising. This is when you're going to fall, right? When? Keep reading.
In the last days.
In the when?
In the last days.
In the middle days. Read it again.
In the last days.
In a couple of years. Read it again.
In the last days.
In the what?
In the last days.
In the last days. Now, we're talking about the last days now. Are we not in the last days? Is not talking about now. In the last days, of course, there's no end of days, but there is a term in the Bible about the last days, meaning the last days before we rule the earth permanently forever and ever. Right? So they're talking about in a time where they don't rule, and we still don't rule. But these are the last days where we don't rule. Right? So he's telling you in the last days where we don't rule. Give me the verse you got there now. Yes, nice and loud.
The book of Genesis 49 verse 16.
So we're skipping down to 16 from verse 1. 16, go ahead.
Dan shall judge his people.
Dan shall judge his people. Meaning what? Even though you can't see him, he's still going to be a judge. What do you mean to judge his people? He's going to be a priest also. Priest, judge within our people. The word Dan means judge. Right? What's this?
How does he look?
How did he look?
Yeah.
How does Naphtali look? Naphtali.
Who's that?
Oh, who is that? You know what I mean? It's a tribe. Where is Naphtali? Right here. They are brothers. We've never seen them. We've never seen them on TV.
Right.
Because the children of Israel were hidden. You know what I mean? So we don't know what they look. What does a Jamaican look like? Huh?
Like you.
Yeah, some look like me. Some look like you.
Some look
like Buju Banton. Some look like you. Some look like we got faces. Benjamin got some faces. But some Benjamins look like Chinese men, and they'll be black, dark skin, and you end up calling them black Chinese. That's black Chinese over there. And if we got something like that in Yatazar. We got dudes that we call them black Chinese. We got some that we call them coolie,
He's not coolie. You got coolies, and then you got a brother that you might call coolie based on how he looks. You know what I mean? You got, yeah.
Oh, because his mother is a coolie.
Or his mother might be a coolie. That's a thing too. A coolie is the byword or the slang for an Indian, mainly because of they cooler looking skin. You know, in a time where Jamaica was considered by majority dark skin, right? Where the coolies, even though they were dark, their complexion was always just a little bit cooler, even when they were dark skin. So they might have a dark complexion, but they dark is a cooler, lighter, cooler shade of dark because we're not the same.
Right.
Like dark?
Huh?
Like
they could be black as hell, but for some reason when you put his dark against a brother who's even the same kind of dark, whatever's going on with his texture, he looks a little bit cooler, and we just call him coolie, just because of the shade of his. It's based on the shade of his skin. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I've seen Arabs too that are the same. I've seen dark Arabs.
Yeah.
But their dark it's something off from it. I don't know if it's their skin complexion, their skin texture or something.
Yeah.
But their dark is different than ours.
And we talk about the Africans all the time. Right. They'll be black, but if a sister, you put a sister like Sathara here beside an African of the same complexion, she looks like she's made out of sand. There's something different with African skin. They look like sandy, some of them, especially the north ones. I don't know if it's because they skin dry or what, I don't know what it is, but their skin is a different texture, which is normal and natural. You know what I mean?
They need some of Mama's Sense lotion. I don't
think they
use that over there.
God, okay, they don't use that. They might need that. They might benefit from that. You know what I mean? Keep reading answers off of Michelle. Read from the top again one time.
Genesis 49:16.
Uh-huh.
Then shall judge his people.
There we go.
As one of the tribes of Israel.
He shall judge his people as one of the tribes. Why is it saying as one of the tribes? Because he's not. Oh, you want to say something?
I was gonna say.
You're going.
Over here, being that he's saying, "This is what shall befall you in the last days."
Yeah.
The first verse.
Yeah.
So it's more like of a prophecy that you are already a tribe, but it's foretelling that Dan will not be as a tribe.
There you go.
But yet he will be judging his people as a tribe.
As a tribe, meaning he's gonna be in number and bulk. He's gonna be in another tribe, which is exactly correct what you're saying. You know what I mean? Keep reading.
Verse 17. Then shall be a serpent by the way.
He shall be a serpent by the way. We had the word way on the board earlier, the rock. You shall be a serpent by the way. Right? Meaning when you're on a way or a path or a road, right? A way in the Bible means the road, right? You're going along the road. A serpent on the side of the road or in the road, you don't see him until he jumps out of the grass, out of nowhere, and bites you. Because of course, the paths in those days had grass. It's not like today we call it
pavement.
We got pavement, and the pavement comes from
asphalt.
But that also comes from the oil, the crude oil. So they get the oil, they separate it from the crude, right? And then the rest of that thick stuff is what they use to make asphalt and stuff like that. That's why you have that smell when they put it down. It smells like hell because it's the oil. You know what I mean? So now back in the days, by the way, you don't see him. Just like right now, what does he look like? Because we haven't seen him. But he's out there somewhere amongst us. So with all the Cuban immigrants, somewhere in every tribe too, there's always one or two, in the projects. You probably met a Danite, you're not gonna know, and you will never know. And if a man says, I'm from the tribe of Dan, he's lying. All right, go ahead.
I was gonna say, sir, he's in the UPK right now.
Don't know. There's a Danite in the UPK. I want to say it's Natazar. I got a strong suspicion about Natazar's face. He's one of us, but he got a face that is very different than all tribes. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Does Natazar even have a son or he got daughters?
I'm not sure.
I know he got kids. I can't remember if he got sons or daughters. Dan was bad with having sons. Having sons was not their gift. You know what I mean? God. So anything else you want to say, sis? Huh? You good? Okay, come. Any more answers up?
Good, sir.
Yeah.
An adder in the path.
An adder in the path. Okay, same thing. Keep on.
That biddeth the horse heels.
That biddeth the horse heels, because of course now we got the precept about where the Lord saw servants riding on the horses, princes walking on the side of the horse like he's a servant. In other words, the white man is in charge, and the white man is on the horse, according to the scripture, right? But Dan, just like all of us, he's gonna be, in particular, he's gonna be like a what?
A serpent by the way.
Serpent by the way.
An adder in the path.
And an adder in the path.
That biddeth the horse heel.
And he's gonna bite the horse's heels, because of course the oppressor doesn't know where this is coming from. Right. The oppressor, he's in a life right now. He's Donald Trump, and the economy is good and wonderful. But then all of a sudden the Lord is coming down on this place, and then of course the Lord is, he says he's going to send out teachers, and then he's going to send out hunters. And Dan is going to be one of those hunters. Hunting how? Like a serpent in the way, to bite the horse's heel, because of the oppressor is on the horse. Anything you want to say right quick?
No,
you want to keep going? Okay, good. Keep going.
So that his rider shall fall backwards.
So that his rider shall fall backwards. And that's what's going on right now in America. The rider, the oppressor is falling backwards off that horse. Did it say anything about Bashan yet?
Bashan and Genesis?
It's probably not here. It's probably in Deuteronomy 33, the other set. All right, just check, all right?
Okay.
Go ahead, sis.
It's on topic, though.
So topic. Okay, we're holding till a little later when we get off this topic. I want to get through this. Good words we got in here, right? We got, so I guess it's put the Yahweh in here, say for Yahweh, and a second on that, right? You got groups out there that say Yahweh is not the Lord's name. You got groups out there that say the Lord's name is Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya. Well, if the Lord's name is Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya, then we can't have Yahweh. We can't have Judah, because Judah is a transliteration of Yahweh. If Judah's name, right, is supposed to be named after the Most High's name, as it said it is, right? And if the Lord's name is not Yahweh, but Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya, Judah's name is not supposed to be Yahweh or Judah. It's supposed to be Ahaya, right? Ahaya, right? It's supposed to be something different than Yahweh, right? So just like anything, you know, there's always a hole in a lie.
Right.
So you see a camp out there saying the Lord's name is not Yahweh, then you have to say what it is, and then you have to put it into Judah's name. You have to plug it in. You say the Lord's name is Yah, well, Yah is missing the Y and stuff in there, you know. Yah, you still got the Yahweh, you know what I mean? You gotta check that out. All right? Good. The word right is yum, right? Yum, right? Yeah. N right here, right? Yum, right? 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 Good. Lawyer means join unto me. And the join, especially, right? The join is lawa. Lawa. That's how you say join in Hebrew. Lawa. Right? Keywords to remember. Right? Those 4 the keywords in there. Yum, there's a keyword. That means right. Right? That means right. Right? Ban means son. Okay? Lawa means join, right? What you say, sis?
Son.
Son is ban. Who? Benjamin? Not quite. Not quite. Okay, we had the breakdown of this. I can't remember what it means, right? Right. Son, but the right hand is referring to the Lord's righteousness. So Benjamites, we're sinners too. Our tribes are sinners. You know what I mean? But but Benjamin in their mind is always trying to do the right thing. Judah, Judah's about the blessing. So he's about F everybody. F you, pay me. That's Judah, because Judah he's about getting the blessing so he can praise the Lord for what he has. Benjamin now, they sinners, but they always thinking to do the right thing. Even the scripture says, Benjamin's head dwells between the Lord's shoulders, or the Lord dwells between Benjamin's shoulders, between your shoulders, your head. Meaning, when something goes down, Benjamin be like, yo, the white man did it, hard. But that's how Judah thinks. Judah thinks it's the oppressor's fault. He did that. He's in charge, rightfully so. Benjamin now, they think, yeah, the Lord did that because they are evil, or there's a tidal wave over there because they're over there doing this and that. So the Lord's gonna bring a tidal. The Lord's gonna bring lightning and thunder and hailstones, and the Lord is gonna deal with them. That's how. So Benjamin naturally think. They raps. Judah rap about money. Money, I got Lambo, my clothes is Louis, and this and that. Benjamin, their thing is like, I'm gonna kill you because God sent me to kill you.
Boom, bye, the
Boom, bye. You know what I mean? All that, Why is he thinking that? Because of Leviticus 20:30. Because God don't like the homosexuals. So they made a song about what God don't like. You know what I mean? And just putting it into man's thought and man's hand of what he would like to do based on what God don't like. Right? So every tribe got their thing that's special, that the Lord made special for them. Right? I know you're a Benjamin, so that's what the Lord is talking about.
In my head goes like you just said.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Okay. All right? Lawa means join. You want to join two things together? You have to say lawa. You want to join those two chairs together. Chair is kasa with a K. Kasa. Join the two chairs. Lawa ha kasayam. Or just say lawa kasa. Join chairs, right? Good. Shemai means to hear. Right? Shemai means to hear. That's where heard is from, right? The one means a noun, meaning it's a person, place, or thing, right? Affliction, right? I know we got the affliction is a good word too, right? In Hebrew, you're gonna come across it all the time. Affliction in Hebrew is aina. You're gonna come across people that might have that name. Aina is the word for affliction. Aina is also the word for answer, right? And answer, right? Zabal, the Zabalawan, that Zabal means where you dwell, right? In other words, where you live at, what's your address? You know what I mean? Once again, the one means a noun, meaning this is not a verb, it's not live here, it's a person, place, or thing. Right? Same thing. Shammai don't mean listen when I call your name. Shammai one means I'm trying to call this brother. I'm not trying to call people to listen to me. I'm saying Shammai one so people don't mix up that I'm calling this brother and not telling everybody to listen. So you put one on the end of verbs just so there's no miscommunication when I call for this person. I'm calling his name, all right?
Like you said, if somebody turn your head, I ain't talking to you.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? So of course it's like saying if I name my son Run and I go to the park and my son he's off over there and I say, yo, run! People gonna be like, oh, they shooting, yo, they shooting. You know what I mean? So you can't just say run. You have to say run one, or something like that. You know what I mean? That we're not telling people to run, right? But say if I name my son Bottle, and I say, yo, Bottle, then people know Bottle doesn't mean to do anything. He must be calling somebody. Somebody must be called Bottle. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. We got cats in the hood all the time. Yo, Paper. Cats called Paper. Cats called, what's some cats in the hood called? God, that's awful. That's not a word though. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Or some cats stacks. Or I know a cat called shells.
Bad.
Huh?
Bad.
Bad, right? Bad. You know what I mean? So you're calling this guy, but if I say you can't call a guy run, so if you say yo run, then you know what I mean?
I don't know his name.
Got it. You know what I mean? Okay, good. Right? E from Aquarium, R is how you say I. Right? R is I. So Atha. Atha, right? Okay. Or sometimes for a preposition, and da. Yeah, me and you. So I is and da is you. Right? Okay. Para. I'm gonna check para right quick because you have the one. You got a para that's cow. You know what I mean? So you gotta not have the one that's a cow. Right? I'm gonna check that right quick. So I'm gonna go into my Amazon Kindle. We're gonna go to the Strong's Concordance. Right? I hope I don't got a power save thing on this right now. Hold on, because the screen is black. It should not be. Okay. Oh man, it's not coming off. Okay. Anyways, para. Right, here we go. Para, right? So there we go. Par. And that's why we call it a parayum, not a paryum. Right? Because par is right here. Par. Right? That par means cow or bullock. Can they read this yet, Tizar? Is legible? Okay. So that's par, right? I know the screen is black. I can't take it off. You know, this usually happens from the power save settings. If I try to turn it off, it's not turning back white, all right? But this is par right here, P-A-R, like par, right? Par, ra, right? Good. And then you're gonna have the one for fruit. For the sake of the time, I'm gonna put fruit in here, right? And we're gonna get the concordance code shortcut, right? Fruit, right? Let's see what word is there. Par, it says parya, right? 6529. And I want to double check to make sure, because of course, the word that comes right here as a concordance word is not always the usage. We want the usage if we're ever going to want to use it. So we got to check for the usage. We're in Genesis what? 1 and 11. So we go to our interlinear or your Tanakh, and we go to Genesis 1 and 11, right? To make sure. We don't be sure, we make sure. All right? And then we look for the word fruit, and it says right there, parya. Right? Now, of course, when you skilled in Hebrew, you want to make sure that you check with 2 or 3 witnesses. So if I go to another book, especially the book where it talks about Ephraim being being called fruitful, you want to go there. All right? We got Leviticus. We got we want real fruits. Okay. These one got a different concordance code, 106. We don't want that one. We want the one that's still in the 6,700 or 6,000. Here we go. Exodus 10 and 15. So we go to Exodus 10 and 15. 10 and 15. Right? I pressed the wrong one, right? Exodus 10 and 15. Okay. The trees. Anything green on the trees? Plants. Let me see that chapter, verse 1 again. All right. Every herb of the land and all the fruit of the trees. So let's go back. Every what? Darken and they ate every herb of the land, and there's a fruit. Parya. So there we go, right? So parya, is fruit. Okay, there we go, right? So par by itself is a cow or bullock. It's not the cow like a lot. This is another kind of cow. Par is a kind of cow. All right, good, right? Okay. We know Yam is plural. Let's say I am fruitful. Manasseh, right? Made to forget. Now these, you want to know these words because now this is going to help your vocabulary, right? Now we know that ma means of, right? Ma means of. So now we left with nasha, right? Now nasha probably means forget. We want to make sure, we want to check. Because I'm telling you, when we check, I'm going to remember forever the word forget, which is what we want. So now when we all start speaking Hebrew now, and you know the usual New York thing, Yatazar, we're soldiers, we're soldiers. And Captain Tazar, he's going to check the shit out of us. Why didn't you charge the camp batteries? Then I have to say, whatever forget is. I want to check if it's not sharper then. Now I remember the word. Anytime I hear the word Manasseh, I'm gonna remember what it means, and that's what we need. We need vocabulary, and we need clues and things so we can hold on to these vocabulary words. All right. So Nasha, right? Lord willing, you know what I mean? Lord willing, we get this word right, just so we can seal it in our minds. All right. And go ahead, sis. Say it again. Ephraim. Some Ephraimites are not fruitful. What do you mean? Ephraimites have kids, man. They got a lot of kids. There you go, right there. Yeah. Say it again.
Somebody down there only have one child.
So they only, you know someone that only had one child. He's an Ephraimite, right? Okay, well, he got a child though, right? He got a fruit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got one child. You know, he only got one child because he's oppressed. He's oppressed, meaning, if you got 5 kids, you know, more than likely you pay child support for those 5 kids. So the slave masters are trying to tell us to not multiply any more than we have. Just like Exodus, the land was filled with them. Let's deal wisely with them, unless they're scared of us joining the enemies, all right, something like that, right? Go ahead, yes, sir.
It's heavy that you mentioned oppression because somebody might have one child, but they are the father of 5 other dead children.
Thank you.
In the womb.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, someone might have one child. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, they are the father or the mother of 5 other dead children that they aborted.
That's true too.
We are living in hell. So
and
who knows?
Yeah.
Then as far as Ephraim is speaking about a nation of people. So you might have an individual that's an Ephraimite that may not have children. But as far as a nation, they are a fruitful people. As far as a tribe, they are a fruitful people. It's just same with Levi. Not every Levi have an anger problem.
Damn.
But Levi, the Most High told Levi was because of his curse. You might find some Levi that are very kind people. But as a nation, this is what it's referring to as a tribe.
I had a foster mother. She was a Levi. She was very beautiful. I like her.
They took my point, right?
Okay, so we got the word coming up for forget, right? We got 5 through 8-3. All right. I just want to check the usage, right? I looked into where he said forget from Manasseh, right? But the word came up as not Nasha, but Nashanya, right? It could be made me, okay, what was, okay. This one right here is, this right here is a lesson, right? That na and the ya the end, right? That na and ya is more than likely for anya. Right? You see that a lot. You see words where you say like hana. Hana means like look, and then anya means like I am, like to say I am here or look here, look at me. And you'll see hananya, or you might see the word khan for grace or mercy, and you'll see kananya. Right? This is nashanya. Right? To say nasha, to say forget, and naya, to say anya, to say me or I am. I forgot. I am forgot. All right? Okay. Now, just to make sure, I go look for another place where. Okay, this one says forgotten me. This one says forgotten you. Let me go look at forgotten you. The limitation says I forgot prosperity. This is good, right? So we get instances outside of that. Jeremiah 23 and 39. It says Jeremiah 23. I pressed the wrong one. 23, 29. Hold on. Let me not lose my thought. It's okay. 23, 39. 23. All right, we go to 23 and verse 39. Okay, there we go. Right, Nasha again. Nasha Yahtia. It doesn't say Nashan. It doesn't say Nashanya, but the word is definitely there in use in league with other things, with other tenses, right? For the type of or the range of forgetting that we're talking about. Okay, one more time, right? We got Lamentations 3 and 17. Lamentations should be after Psalm somewhere, right? All right, 3 and 17. Oh, I put supposed to go into the Lamentations 3, 17. Right? Okay, there we go again. That Nasha is right there, right? So there we have it, right? Yes, Tizar. Nasha means forget. Nasha.
Hanasha.
Nasha. Or as he said, Nasha Anya. Nashanya. Okay, no. Just stick with the simple stuff, the basics. Yes. Nasha. You know what I mean? Because we're babies. We're newborn babies in Christ. We're learning baby language. We're not learning that 4th grade grammar yet. You know what I mean? Baby language. Yeah. Nasha. Salakia the one. Nasha. You know what I mean? That's for all of the brothers who are like myself and do the always somehow just can't just miss it, just miss the mark, can't explain it. I forgot. Anasha. You know, for all the brothers out there that might make an error or two once every so and then. Anasha. Salakia the one. Anasha. Nasha. I mean, why is the Barry not chocolate cat? Barry ain't chocolate cat. We in hell. We gotta be out there. The white man in the demo. Give me Job. we be messed up in the game. You know what I mean? No problem. So don't forget the word forget. Nasha. All right? Good. Yeah. Gag means troop. That right there. That's a word right there. Troop is a soldier. You know what I mean? So yeah, Anya, God. You know what I mean? Anak Nawa. God. Anak Nawa means us. Right? Well, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
Manasseh is the Mexican, right?
Who?
Manasseh.
No. Manasseh is Cubans. Yeah. Mexicans, there's Mexicans over there. The Mexican on the bottom, and there's the last one in the back, right? Yeah. Who's that? Huh? Huh? Horse? No, that's a horse. What's the name of the Mexican spot they tribe? Isupk. All right, so that Mexicans are Isupkites. All right, good. Right? Reuben, Ra'aban, right? I believe there's a brother in school called Ra'aban from the UK, right? He's in Chicago. Yeah, he's in the States right now, man. Big up to him, all right? Right? Keywords, ra'ah. Ra'ah. Ra'ah means see. Very good word, right? Ra'ah. See. Go ahead, sis.
Funny, I went to high school with this guy named
Ruben?
Yeah, just like the tribe.
Okay. Most time Christ, you know what I mean? Ashar, we went over that already, right? Ashar. Yeah, Ashar. But we know Ashar Gakwan. If you know Ashar Gakwan, you know why they named after being happy. Ashar is the life of the party. He's the life of the room. You just come in the room and then, you know what I mean? Yatas are a hardcore soldier. Ashar come in the room, Yatas are gonna put a smile. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Naphtali, right? So we want the keyword, we want the word wrestling, right? More than likely, because the Ma is here, Ma in Hebrew is the Yah at the end of the word, right? Naphtali will be the word for wrestling. When you see this word used in a sentence, you usually never ever see the word na. Why? Because na, when you see a word that has na, it's always removed in place for a preposition. So more than likely, when you see the word napathal for wrestling, you're gonna more than likely see pathal. Now, I want to check. Before I write it down, I want to check. Okay. Now we're running out of time. We gotta go over the sodomites. Well, the sodomites is a quick thing because, okay, anytime when you see sodomites, you're not gonna see the people, right? Because of course the sodomites were a race of people. So when there's people that we call them sodomites, there is because of whatever act they are doing, but it's not because they are descendants of the actual sodomites. So you're not gonna see the word Sodom in the names when you're calling them sodomites, right? We're gonna go into that in a minute, right? Wrestling. So I want to get wrestling.
I got when Jacob rest. Oh, you got it, sir?
Oh, you get. Oh, read that for me. Okay, I don't know. Okay, what verse is that in?
That's in verse 23, sir. In Jacob rested the angel, Genesis 22.
32:23.
But that's not the same word that I see.
Okay, what word is there? I
see Waya.
32:23 can't be 32, right?
Genesis 32.
Genesis 32. Nah, man. Genesis 32 is okay. All right. And 20 and what verse?
Verse 23.
Okay, 32:23.
24.
Oh, 24. Okay. There we go. Okay, right. So this is not the word right here, right? So of course this word right here, it means wrestle, abakwa, but it's only used once as wrestled and once as wrestled, right? Probably in the next verse, right? So that's not the wrestle that we want. We want the words that come up the most times, right? So that when we read them, we know, we went over that word, we know that word, right? Now, hopefully, the word for wrestle in Naphtali is the most common one, because we need common words so that we can, Lord willing, run into them on a Sabbath service, and we can see it and remember it and note it, and we can, seal it into our minds, all right? Okay. So let me just go to let me put Naphtali. Naphtali got a funny way of spelling their name too. I hope I'm spelling it the right way. Naphtali and Manasseh got 3 different ways to spell their name. So I put Naphtali in there, and it doesn't come up. Let me put Naphtali, right? Naphtali. Okay, there we go, right? That's Genesis 30 and 8. So let me go to Genesis 30. Press the wrong one. 30 and 8. Okay. There we go. Okay. So here's the word right here. Napathawal. Right? So that's the same napathal with a tense in there. Right? A wa in the middle of the word is like a ing. So wrestle, napathal, wrestling, napathawal. Now you say, oh, well, how do I know when to put the wa? You'll know by looking at the word and just rehearsing it. Like, how do I know in English to put I before E? Except after C. Right? A lot of us don't know where to put I and E in conceited or a receipt or some words that got I and E in there. You know what I mean? Anyone in them believes. Right? So perceive. So where do I put the I and E beside each other in English? Which one goes before the other? Until now there's a rule. Through what? Through the constant looking over how to spell the word. For the most part, a lot of us don't know the rule I before E except after C. We just know spell believe like this, spell receipt like this, spell conceited like this. And that's what we're going to do with the tenses in Hebrew, right? This takes time, all right? It takes striving for mastery, right? So there we go. Result. After now we got result. Napatha las. Right? So now this is not exactly past tense in how it's written in Hebrew, right? Because this is written more in the sense of wrestling overall. All right? Because of course, past tense in Hebrew, you'll see a yah in the middle of it, right? A yah usually means past tense. All right? So even the Hebrew has more force, so they're letting you know what's going on in probably, you know, something that we're not looking at where we see the English. Now, what I want the concordance code. This one has 5319. This one has 6617. All right? All right? So let me just look at some other ones in wrestling wrestled. Naphtali is 5321. 5321. So I'm sure between 5319 and 5321, I'm sure there's a 5320. I just want another word. Let me just put wrestling, right? Right. Let me just put wrestle. I just want to see how it will be used in the most regular way. Doesn't come up a lot. It does not come up a lot. As a matter of fact, these are the only two verses. You know what I mean? What if I take that out so there could be wrestling? No, I don't see much difference. All right, so for as much as there's wrestling going on, you know what I mean? That's the English word. So you know, you have to just hold that. You know what I mean? That napathal, wrestle. All right, good. Right? Yashikar. Right? No, they got the two SHs in here, right? Yashikar. Right? He is a higher. Go to the verse where
Genesis?
yeah, where Isupk got his name, right? Because we got the word shakar in here, right? Shakar is usually the word to say higher, right? So we just want to check with that right quick, right? Okay. Also in Chicago time, I believe Commander Johanna, he's supposed to have started his lecture, right? I know you got to pay $30 to watch it. For sure, pay the $30, get in there and watch it. All right? As a matter of fact, if you could, you know what I mean? If you have it or whatever the case may be, it's feasible to you, leave this class right now and go support Commander Johanna's lecture. If for whatever reason you're unable to watch his lecture, stay here, all right? Okay. You got the verse, yeah.
That's in Genesis chapter 30. I'll put it on the screen.
30 and what?
30 verse 17 and 18.
17, all right? So there we go. Right? Waya Shammai, that's a good thing too, right? The Hebrew, the fundamental is preposition and then root word and then possessive. Here we got the prepositions. Wa. A preposition is wa, which means and. Preposition ya means he. Right? And he Shammai. Shammai means to hear, and he heard, and he listened. Okay, good. Right? Here we go, right here. Wages. Shakar. Shakar is wages, right? 7939. What is a wage? Wage is pay. All right. So let me put in 739. What was it again? 7939. 7939. Right? It came up as what? Reward. Right?
Oh, so like this, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta go to verse 16.
We're gonna go to verse 16.
To understand the
Oh.
whole transaction. Because there's a transaction that took place.
Oh, please read it. Please read it right quick before we go on. Break this down.
Genesis.
This is the. By the way, we were named after our beating mothers, man. Jacob, right? He's a man of the Lord. He was a prophet of God. He told us we were going to be the last day. He was a prophet of the Lord. He has 4 baby mothers. He's talking about a black man. This man has 4 baby mothers. And just like Haiti, Jamaica, New York, right? 4 baby mothers, they always trying to have a little competition. Today we call that beefing, right? We had 4 beefing baby mothers, man. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Yatazar. And out of the 4, 2 always take the side of the other one. There's always one that take one of the other side and the other one take the other side. You know, that was Zilpa taking Leah and Billa taking the other one, right? Rachel. Go on.
Genesis 30 and verse 16. And Jacob came out of the field in the evening, and Leah went out to meet him and said, Thou must come in unto me, for surely.
Who went out into the field to meet him?
Leah.
Leah went out into the field to meet Jacob.
Leah went out to meet him because he was supposed to spend that night with Rachel.
Yeah, my God. Now this is speaking into UPK life.
Good.
Right? So when you see a brother UPK, more than likely, right, he has more than one wife. And God, absolutely, you know what I mean? God.
The sister give that in there.
Your sister get that, big of the sister.
God.
You know what I mean? And in having more than one wife, you're gonna find we don't never let the wives live together. They're not in the same place. And the wives are given a time that is their time. And you spend time with them for this amount of days, and you spend time with the other ones for another day, for a different kind of days, or however the it might be. And you have a rotation of days. So now, of course, Leah saying what?
Leah went out to meet him and said, Thou must come in unto me, for surely I have hired thee with my son's mandrakes.
Hold on. Right, so she said, tonight you're not going over to Rachel, me and Rachel, not me, but Leah saying she and Rachel had an agreement to trade her day with the husband for these mandrakes. Mandrake is like it's a plant. I think they use stuff like that today for stuff that's like Viagra.
It's like strong back.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like you know in Jamaica we call them. We got something like we don't call it that though. We call it can't remember the name, but we got all kind of roots and stuff. We got something that sounds like that, but it's not that. I ain't been in Jamaica in a long time. Man. It's been like 14 years since I've been in Jamaica. You know what I mean? But just like that, it's like you ever seen the rest of the farmers on the street and say, yo, this one right here, this is gonna get you pregnant tonight. And they give me this drink, and they say, this one right here, we got roots and peanuts and almonds and ginger and magical roots from China in here, and this one right here and ginseng. If you drink this, you're pregnant. You're pregnant tonight. This one right here, we call this one twins. Because you have this one, you're gonna get 2. It might be twins, it might be 2 on different days. But you got stuff like that, right? It's like that. Alright? And for sure, that's how we know this is in our nature. What we're doing is we're having multiple wives and stuff like that, because it's just like what the scripture says. And we perform it like that. You go call someone arguing me on TikTok that we're not Israelites, the Palestinians are Israelites. Well, Palestinians beat their women to death and put them in the same house, in the same bedroom, and probably even make them do all weird kind of stuff. But that's not our nature. All right? Any more there, Yatazar?
That's it as far as the transaction. So and then it goes to 17 and 18.
Right. So the transaction was the trade of mandate, because that's what a trade is, right? Call it a bartering, right? Good, right? And now that pay, right? That pay is this word, right? A shakar. Shakar is our word to say pay. Pay. You know what I mean? Hey, let's say something funny. You know how they say pay in Chinese? Pay. They spell it like this. They spell it as P-E-I, and it's pay. Like this. That's how you say pay in Chinese. You know what I mean? Just in case you go on Canal Street and it's on some Chinese mall about all your money, they say pay, and they gonna know what you mean, English or no English. Right. Pay means pay. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Good. So when it comes out to here now, that yah means he, right? And that shah means pertaining to, right? To pertain as a preposition. So put this dash right there to say this goes before the word, right? So yah is he, shah is pertain. Pertaining to what? Pertaining to the pay. Right? Okay. Can I see this yet?
No, they see it.
The screen's okay. Good. So pertaining to the pay. You know what I mean? So you have the word pay, and then you have shall pay, pertaining to. I might not have paid you money. I might have paid you something that's not money. Then it was shakar. Right? Shakar is paid. Something that's not money that I paid you with. It was pertaining to the pay. It was pertaining to the payback or the reward. Shakar. All right, Shakar. So we know our vocabulary of what we got to do here and all that. All right, that's who had the hand up. That's right.
Contract to 850.
850. Sis.
What's Shah?
Shah. Read it right here. What does that right say right here? Pertain. Shah means pertain. I mean, no sweat. All right. These are good words. These are very, very good words. And I know we went over it a couple of times, but I know sometimes things get blurry, so we got to repeat it. So even now, I wasn't too sure about Shakar. I wasn't too sure about the Napatal. I wasn't too sure about the Nasha. But then we looked into it again, and we looked into it again. Now I'm sure I ain't never gonna forget any of these ever again in my life. I remember this. I'm gonna remember this forever. I'm gonna remember forever. Right? That is up.
So we have a few questions, sir.
A few? Damn, where they came from? Okay.
We've been going, sir.
Okay.
We've been posting that.
Let me have them bubble shot.
God. We got Olivia Arnold who asks,
Big up Olivia Arnold here every week.
who's the oldest?
Big up to Sister Banath here every week. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Come. For sure. We got Mashamar Yash. I know a lot of brothers that would be online. They're in Chicago. They're in lecture right now, right? The quarters I would usually be here. You know what I mean? The Pastor Ive, right? You know what I mean? Davon Brooks. All right? Big up to all the regulars, all right? Big up to all who's not regular. Big up to all the new people coming in. Just big up to all the people who just found out to watch the UPK. Or just considered to watch the UPK. Big up to everybody. Big up all Israel. Big up big up the enemies watching. Because they're always out there watching. They're looking for something to be said that's about the purple guys. They're gay. Watch them in this coming in the chat. Now, come on, man, talk, man. You know what I mean? We here, man. You know what I mean? Nathaniel's gay. His wife is an African. Nathaniel's wife is not even an Israelite. If you look at her, you can tell. You know what I mean? She look different. That's a fact. All right. Go ahead, sister. What you saying?
She asked, who's the oldest to the youngest tribe?
The oldest would be Reuben. Reuben is the oldest child. The youngest child is Benjamin. Benjamin is the youngest child. Huh?
You say
Benjamin. Benjamin is Benjamin was the baby. Oh, that's true. She is, man. She been in school a long time. Okay. Manasseh, right, and Joseph, Manasseh and Ephraim, they were not Jacob's son, right? Jacob had a son called Joseph, and Joseph, all the brothers was jealous of the gift that Joseph, the Lord was giving Joseph. So based on their jealousy, just like today, we have beef among tribes, right? They sold their brothers, some Arabs. They sold Joseph to the Arabs, and the Arabs sold Joseph to, of course, the Africans who all enslaved Negroes, right? And from there, the Lord raised him up in that place to become the viceroy of Egypt. It's like the president under whoever really rules, right? And that's an example to show that we, in the truth, we can become great in this country before this place falls. You absolutely can become great. Jeremiah said a long time when he was troopers in here, when I was a trooper, we need brothers to be mayors. We need brothers to be senators and everything. You know what I mean? Water commissioners. We need those brothers in here. Water commissioners. Police chiefs. We need those in here. Not crooked cops like Nate and his boys. Counterintelligence program like them. Of course, the agenda of the counterintelligence program is to always trying to, what do you call it again? Disrupt or to make the school seem illegitimate. So you always hear them say, "Oh, that's not the real UPK," because that's what the counterintelligence program they always try to do. They try to say, "Oh, this group is not legitimate because of this guy," or they try to get some blame on the heads, only the heads. Everyone else who's not under the head might be popular. No blame for me. You never hear about what's the name? Yesterday you heard about Aria Allah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, General Aria Allah. Was a general in the school. I believe there's pictures back here. Right?
And to watch Commanding General Yohana's lecture, go to crossthelineradio.com. Make sure you sign up. We have 2 membership. You can sign up for the monthly membership, or you can sign up for the yearly membership, which will save you some money. Crossthelineradio.com.
Come. Yeah, I mean, I don't get a picture right now, right? I can go on YouTube and show you, right? But Ariala was the man. You see what I'm saying? He was the man, and just like head priest Aria and Marshawn, he was well loved. But you don't hear them talking smack about him. You know what I mean? You don't hear them talking smack about General Haradapia. These brothers were giants. You know what I mean? What's another one? Tazapawan. These are brothers that left the school in the 90s to 2000, but they were like generals and they were big. You know what I mean? That's not who counterintelligence goes for. They go for the head. So you hear them talk about head priest Aria, Marsha, Yeshaya. You know what I mean? Under the 7 heads of who? Commanding General Yohana. The keys was handed down to Commanding Yohana at the Passover in 1995. All the other brothers who didn't like Commander Yohana, they left after he was given the keys to the school. Right? So of course, Commander Yohana is now the head because he's been given the keys. And of course, they gotta do what? Commander Gianna, he was a thief. He did this. You don't know him. He did this and this and that. He did this, and he stole this, and he did this, and he tried to kill Marshall. Right? Because that's what counterintelligence does. All the rumors that you heard is aimed at those particular heads of the school, the people who are the heads, because that's how they move. Now, when you see people saying those things, then you know who they really work for, according to the black extremist section of the counterintelligence program. Of course, the files are online because now we have the Freedom of Information Act, and anybody could look it up. Let's go talk to Offside Body any day of the week, right? Shoot him a text on Facebook, Offside Body. He'll tell you. He'll get a page for you in the counterintelligence memo, right? And it's the same thing that they did, you know what I mean, to the UPK, because we are the target. You know what I mean? And we're the only popping, so we're the target. You know what I mean? So what else we gotta look at again? Yes, is all.
The youngest is, I think you gave.
Oh, the youngest son of Jacob would be Benjamin. All right. Ask it again. The youngest son of Jacob would be Benjamin, and Manasseh and Manasseh and Ephraim, they were the sons of one of Jacob's sons. So Jacob had a son called Joseph. Ephraim and Manasseh were the son of Joseph. Benjamin is, what do you mean? Benjamin is the son of Jacob. Jacob is the son of Isaac. Who's Isaac? The son of Abraham. Right? So when we was reading in Genesis about where you're going to be in the last days, that's Jacob. Jacob was talking. All right? Benjamin was the youngest.
Right, sir.
Yeah.
Next question, sir. Mashamal asks, Salaki, sir, can Nasha be used as forget and forgot in the same way? I had the same question, sir.
Forget and forgot. That's English. You say English based on of course, there's a tense to it, right?
Right.
But right now, just learn Nasha. Just stick it in your head. And don't let it move from there, and don't lose it. And talk like a nigga. Right? Talk like a nigga. Talk broken English and forget all the extra stuff for now. Just talk Creole. Talk Patwa. Talk South, down South, Ebonics. Talk that. Talk nigga. Alright? Nasha. Nasha. That's it. Nasha. You forget. I forgot. Nasha. I'm going to forget. Nasha. You know what I mean? I haven't forgotten yet. Nasha. Alright? Yeah, go ahead.
Just going through the question, sir. Next question, Olivia Arnold. Say, I like stay here, sir. This is an interesting topic. She asks a question, where do I look for the strong concordance root meaning with the numbers?
Does she got the book?
App you're using, I'm assuming.
You go in your Play Store and you just put Bible with concordance. And you want the one that got Strong's. I think that's the only one that's available there. It's going to be purple. Bible, Google Play Store. The only thing you got an Android. I know Apple, they got different equivalents.
You want to show them what the Apple plan, sir?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to get Ariala right quick. General Ariala. I keep going past it. I just saw it.
Sure.
Oh, here's right here. Right? That's all right. All right. So that is General Ariala.
Can I finish? You asked about John 3:16, I'm with there. Now, look at
that's General Ariala right there.
the new rule, my individual rule, they are the rule of
OG
secretness. They are the third rule, or the white rule, or the Chinese rule. Now, when you read the Bible, there's more than one rule. Now, John 3:16, the rule of John 3:16 is singular.
So you don't hear them talking about him though. You don't hear them talking about him though. Oh, what's the other one? I can't remember this other brother's name. Say it again.
Bivens.
Albert Bivens. They told about Albert Bivens too, because he was the precursor to the school. You know what I mean?
903, sir.
903, right? Any more questions online?
After that one,
Okay. Lashawan. I believe his name was Lashawan, the other one. You don't hear him talking about him. Right? This one right here. Right? You might have
The Lord is calling you
came
Israelites
across
right
this one
now.
right here. See Lashawan.
And put none
Right?
of my reproof. You
That
don't
was
want to
love
hear the
him.
reproof of the Lord. You know what the word reproof
You know what I mean?
means? Let's break it down
He was
for
a
you.
giant in
When
the
you're going
school.
off and the Lord has
But
some
you don't hear
time, come
people
out
that's
here and
talking
tell you
about
where
him.
you're going
Oh
off.
yeah,
You don't
Lashawan.
want to take
Oh,
that reproof.
you can't be
You know
appreciated
damn
because of
well you ain't
Lashawan.
supposed to be taking
You can't be
songs.
the
You ain't
General
supposed to be
Ariella.
smoking
You
cigarettes.
heard him saying that.
You ain't supposed to be eating pork.
Right? They just go for the men who are really in the, the upper part of the operation. Commanding General Yohana. They talk about him. They talk about Head Priest Ariel. They talk about Marsha, Shar, Kazak, and Shia. You know what I mean? And for some parts to Commanding Yohana, he puts in more work than some of the only based on what I've seen or what I'm told, and not being given to me in comparison, but my personal comparison to based on what I heard of what everyone did. Commander Gianna put in a lot of work, even more than some of the so-called seven heads. You know what I mean? Kazak was a man who did more like traveling. You know what I mean? Shaw taught, but Commander Gianna, he had like 16 camps in New York, running at the same time. He would drive from his camp, the GMS camp, right? He drive to Brooklyn. He had like 4 camps in Brooklyn. He had like I believe, I don't want to get the number wrong, but I think like something from 4 to 6 camps in Midtown Manhattan. He had a camp in South Bronx. You know what I mean? By 139 over there. 139, 149, right? And he would just drive from camp, check everybody's boots. He would let everybody speak. Or he might go up there and speak. And he'd come down, jump in the car, get on the FDR and go somewhere else, and then check everybody's boots. And everybody didn't like it because, of course, Commander Johanna became the father. He was one telling everybody, pull your pants up. You know what I mean? Sometimes he'll tell you to tuck your shirt in your pants. You know what I mean? Be a soldier. Tuck your pants into your boots. So, of course, a lot of brothers didn't like when Commander Johanna came around because he was the guy about the rules. You know what I mean? So, talk crap about him to do what? Divide the school up. All right? Any more there?
No more questions, sir.
Huh?
No more questions.
No more questions, right? So Saddam in Hebrew is Saddam. Right? Saddam. Right? And Saddam in Hebrew, Saddam. Right? And you know how our Negroes are, man. I mean, the word means scorch. You know what I mean? Vibes Carter had a song that says, he's I'm paraphrasing for speaking Pato, but he's paraphrasing it. He's not gonna make his backside scorchy for Versace. You know what I mean?
Who said that, sir?
Vibes Cartel. Yeah, the song a long time ago. You know what I mean? He was, some guy, they make their backside scorchy for Versace. In other words, your backside burning you. You know, so happens to these homosexuals because, of course, they've given into their abuse that they've got from church or their Christian uncle, or the case may be, right? Right? Okay. So Saddam properly means scorched, mean like to burn something, right? Now we look in the scripture, right? And you look at a sodomite, right? You look at a sodomite. It's not going to say Sodom. at all, because it's gonna say we're talking about men who are Israelites or not Israelites, right? It's gonna say Qadash, right? And you have to not be religious, right? Because of course the brother was saying Qadash means holy, yes, but what does holy mean, right? When the Bible is called a holy Bible, right? What does it mean? The word holy doesn't mean, oh, we're next to God, holy. Holy means separate, meaning this book is not to be dealt with like any other book. The Bible is true right through it. There's no contradictions in the Bible, not one. You see what I'm saying? There's 5 errors of words based on translation, right? But the Bible, when you correct those 5 word translations, for example, Easter is Passover. When they correct the translation, the book is perfect. In Hebrew, the book is perfect, right? No problem, right? So now Qadash means separate. And why is that? Because this is spiritual. It's the culture of our spirit. Go ahead, sis. Yeah, that's what they say, Holy Bible, right? Now, your family would have all kinds of sins in your family. The Thanksgiving dinner. Everyone comes around on the Thanksgiving dinner. You're going to sit beside the weed smoker, the tattoo doer. You're going to sit beside the pork eater, and the birthday lover, and the vein broad, and the brother that sells drugs. You know what I mean? Did I say the drug addict? Both of them, right? The gossiping auntie, and the thieving uncle, and the scammer. You're gonna sit around all of them. But who's not allowed at the table? The sodomites. You see what I'm saying? If the sodomite comes, the scammer, the weed smoker, the drug dealer, you give him some space. You sit over there by yourself because we don't want your whatever your gay thing is to come to there. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, big up Mashama Yash was bringing out the we was using the example of the picture that was floating around. There's a picture floating around of what's the name?
LeBron James?
Not LeBron James. Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson's family on the yacht. Right? Let's see if I can find it right here. Right? There we go. Look at this right here. This is jokes. Let's go sideways. There we go, right there. Look at that right there. Right? This is Magic Johnson's family on the yacht. Right? That's his son, who everybody says his name is EJ. I guess that J's for Johnson, right? And I covered him up because, of course, you can't look at that. That's disgusting, right? So I covered him up with the black ink, right? But even in the family picture, they're all hugged up together. Their shoulders behind shoulder, and then there's a space. You see what I'm saying? There's a space for the sodomites. That's a man. That's a man. That's not a woman. That's a man. Right? And he has to be separated, right, from the family, because that is what Qadash is. He is Qadash. He is separated from his family. You know what I mean? There's so much so even in just in your ignorance, you find out your son is an LGBT member, you kick him out the house.
Just own him.
You know what I mean? You just own him. That's Qadash. All right. Likewise, the harlot, right? The harlot or the whore, which is a woman who sells herself, right? She is Qadash. The Abadian. Sound like Abadi if you knock twice. Right? Qadash, which is what they will call the lower rank term of this. So the person will look at this and call this feminine. The extra ha on the end doesn't exactly denote gender, but it denotes that it is in lower rank than this. Because of course, the sodomite is the big one. That's the big no. And then of course, in the earth, in the world, they give more leniency to the whore than the sodomite. Well, to us, they were the same. You know what I mean? Just that the sodomite, he is dangerous. You see what I'm saying? He's what IUIC says, put your kids away, because that's sodomite talk. Because the kids are in danger around a sodomite. So put your kids away. You see what I'm saying? The whore now, you know what I mean? She might leave your kids alone. Or people in the world, they look at it as a trophy. Your son get with a whore or something like that. At 14 or some weird stuff like that. But everyone is in danger of the number one, the sodomite. Qadash, keep him away. That Qadash means keep him away from here. Separate. Everybody gotta be separate from him. Don't go nowhere near him. Stay away from him. Dangerous. All right. All right. No sweat. So dangerous. You got a story about them in the book of Judges. All right. Anything else? Any questions? Okay. Next week I wanted to go over the flood of Noah. By the way, just so we can all be clear, right? Give me 7:11, right? Genesis 7:11, right quick, just so, because Commander Johanna was breaking something about the World War III on Wednesday, some heavy, right? Just so we know about the flood of Noah. Just read it for me right quick, all right?
The book of Genesis, chapter 7, verse 11.
In
the 600th year of Noah's life.
Noah was 600, right? He started building the ship when he was 500, right? Or yeah, something like that, right? When it's 500, the Lord started talking to him like, "Yo, you got to prepare your day for these days coming. I'm about to flood this place in 100 years." But he didn't say 100, but it happened when he was 600, and he gave the date and everything. Keep reading.
In the second month.
When he was 600, in the second month.
The 17th day of the month.
And the 17th day of that second month. Meaning this is a property. April is on the first month, right? April is on the first month.
March,
April, the first month. So 2 months after that is like April, May, and then what? May, June, right? So around the beginning of June is when that happened. So this is summertime. All right, keep reading.
The same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up.
There we go. The same day was all the what?
Fountains.
All the fountains
of the great deep.
Of the great deep.
Broken up.
Broken up. That's how we get the flash flooding. You see what I'm saying? This goes a little different than what Christianity says. Because Christianity is going to say, oh, it just rained. It just rained and kept raining and raining and raining. The Lord said first, before it rained, the Lord broke up the fountains of the deep. Now we know that the fountains is how we get the 4 rivers. Those great 4 fountains, the Pison, Gihon, Tigris, and Euphrates, right? And of course, there's other fountains of the deep. That's how you dig for a well in the middle of nowhere, where there's no rivers. There's rivers under the ground. And the Lord said He broke up those fountains of the great deep, right? Keep reading.
And the windows of heaven were open.
And then the windows of heaven were open. So of course now we got crazy rain after all the flooding from the flash flooding. So we're looking, just look at any video of flash flooding all out through the Middle East. I'm talking about some bad flash flooding. You gotta look at the Middle East. You gotta look at India. You know what I mean? And look at what the white people's called. Oh, he began washed away. You know what I mean? I've never heard of a black man say that he's seen a flash flood probably up until a month ago, where brothers seen a flash flood in upstate New York. Because of course this is the time to start to get right. And now, by the way, even this is a good example. It took 100 years for that to happen from when he said. Now this school started in 1969. A few years ago, God. We gotta be prepared to endure till 2069. That's what we're looking at. You know, we can't be looking at next year or the year after, and then you get tired. You have to start looking for 2069. You see what I mean? Even longer than that, maybe. Because, of course, America is the sinful kingdom. We in hell. You know what I mean? And I think the Lord said the earth, the evils in the earth has multiplied. And these devils are proud of being evil. Good night. Yes, they want to say something before we close
What
up.
I'm saying, sir, if I may, just don't let your candle go out.
That's the precept. Don't let your candle go out. Precisely.
Your oil.
You know what I mean? God, right? There was 5 women that were wise and 5 were foolish. Some said, I'm going to trip my lamp later. In other words, I can keep sinning because Christ can come back right now. You know what I mean? And no problem. In the middle of the night, when you didn't know, some years down the line, the bridegroom said, hey, come in. And someone said, hey, yo, UPK, let me in. Let me in. Look, let me buy some of your lamp. And I'm going to say, nah, man, there might be enough for me and you. You're supposed to get your own lamp earlier. You're supposed to buy your own lamp, meaning you go out and you go get the wages. You go get the pay. You go get the shakar of the prophets, man. You know what I mean? Put this work in, man. You don't wait around to stay at home before you come in and do this work. You better come in today. You know what I mean? Before the knocking happens. You don't know when it's coming. It might not be in 2069. It could be 2000. What we're in right now? 2029. It could be 2024. It could be 2023. All right. And with that, I pass the class to Priest Officer Yatazar. All right.
Give it up for the class.
Right, go on.
Sorry, Christ. No, you can pass.
It's okay. It's okay. Go. Go ahead.
Christ. Clap it up for the class. All right. Son of Christ, men of Israel. We're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, I Majam, which means to stand. I Majam Shabbat. I Majam Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrak Adam. Yajmata I Baja. I Majam Shabbat. I Majam Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrak Adam. Yajmata I Majam.
Friday ears.
I Majam sis. Men of Israel Saul. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sister. Majam Shabbat. Majam Barak. Yahweh Shema Taba Hashem Yahweh Shah. Yajmata. Dismiss. Son of Christ.